I have collected a lot of interesting information about murder drones, I hasten to share with you. Be sure to watch until the end. There's a surprise waiting for you at the end of the video. The teaser for episode 7 was posted a long time ago. And it promises that episodes 7 and 8 will be released in the spring. And although the video is quite short, there are quite a lot of riddles in it. In addition, I found some information about the creation of the series and will also include it in this video. So, the beginning of the teaser coincides closely with the beginning of the pilot episode. The same planet, the same snow-covered expanses. According to Liam Vickers, he initially chose the theme of drones and a snowy post-apocalyptic planet because they were easier to animate. Apparently, initially he was tormented by doubts about how successful their alliance with Glitch would be. It is also interesting that according to the original idea, the robots were supposed to be significantly smaller than people, but then Series 5 appeared and it turned out that in order to interact, their height should be comparable. The script for the series is not static and was adjusted quite a lot during the work on it. For example, in the second episode there should have been an invasion of zombie robots and Ted should have played a much larger role in the series than he did. There are no plans for his grand return to the leading roles in episodes 7 and 8. One of the first secrets of the teaser is that after repeating a passage from episode 6, where V sacrifices himself and is left alone with the dinosaurs against the background of darkness.
Thanks for giving me the planet, friggin' idiot.
The phrase, "Thank you for giving me the planet, idiot," is heard. We are not shown who the voice belongs to. I compared this passage with many characters and it seemed similar to Jay's voice. But I'm not sure. Judging by the fact that they are addressing an idiot, N gave the planet to someone. As we know from episode 1, this is exactly the firmware he has installed. Written by, character personality, lovable idiot. So what will N do? And whose villainous voice is this? We see an Uzi with a damaged visor. What follows are many clips from previous episodes. And finally, we are shown that same secret laboratory. We see a contaminated area with human skulls. The infection is similar to the effects of Absolute Solver. We have already seen a similar design in episodes 5 and 6. We see that some monster is dragging N away. This is similar to the manifestations of sin earlier. And also a Gothic-style cathedral with dinosaurs on a chain. Interesting fact about dinosaurs. Initially, Liam wasn't sure if they could be animated, so he considered replacing them with flying balls as an alternative. It seems to me that episode 6 would have lost a lot in terms of the effect it had on us. But let's return to the cathedral. Religious themes can be seen both in the laboratory building and in the fact that Uzi for some reason holds a cross in his hand during a conversation with N. You can also notice the stained glass design in the series merch in the Glitch store. And this, of course, is completely unexpected. The series is about robots. What does religion have to do with it and how does it relate to Absolute Solver? Will they really have to pray to be saved? But there will definitely be some meaning to it. Also in the teaser we see a replay of the explosion of the planet. We see Uzi crying and hear N say, "All I know is that I need you." And then it's like a continuation of the phrase, "We'll figure it out together." It's as if Uzi found out something terrible and now N is calming her down. I wonder if N was dragged away before this conversation or after. Here it seemed to me that he was captured precisely during this conversation. Also here, this is at the end of the teaser, in the background near the Uzi cap you can see the silhouette of a certain damaged murder drone. If you turn up the brightness and contrast to the limit, then this is the maximum that can be seen. But it's notable that we see a row of lights that burn red rather than yellow. N had the same problem in the pilot when he was hit by an Uzi and was damaged. There is also footage of N and Uzi turning around and we see some kind of reflection in Uzi's visor. It seemed to me that it was an opening door. Perhaps Nori will emerge from the laboratory, but turn out to be a monster? And this is what will upset Uzi? We see the door to the room of Nori, Uzi's mother. Tessa's hand is on the door. We can understand this by the presence of the bite that Tessa received in episode 6. And Tessa is a very strange character. As I said earlier, I'm not entirely sure what people were shown in episode 5. Quite a mysterious decision to design them in the form of silhouettes. Of course, given Liam's reports that he always chooses what's easiest to animate, this could be a very practical resource-saving solution. It's interesting that we didn't initially plan to draw people's eyes. But during the animation process it turned out that this was a rather difficult task. Since the silhouette without eyes makes it unclear even in which direction it is turned. That's why they added eyes to the human figures. One funny moment. In episode 5, when Kevin Temer was animating a fight, he had to position Jay in a very unnatural way to get the front view he wanted. These are the lengths animators go to impress us. So don't try this at home. But they didn't plan to dress the robots at all. Therefore, N's appearance of pants contradicts what Liam Vickers previously stated in one of the podcasts. But let's get back to Tessa. While Uzi was in the hut undergoing her transformation under the influence of the Absolute Solver, she found the paper. The main contents of the paper were stained, but something could still be seen. In particular, we are talking about a robot with serial number S paper for its disposal. In addition, when we were shown Nori's notes, we saw that in addition to the Absolute Solver drawings, she drew the letter S quite a few times. And if you look closely, you can see the TSA part number above the serial number, which is very similar to the name Tessa. What if the main villain is not Sin or Absolute Solver, but Tessa? What if she's not human? And maybe she is the creator of Absolute Solver? Let's remember, it was she who brought home the robots from the trash heap. And she repaired them in the basement. Could Tessa have written a program that destroyed people? Why exactly did Tessa survive the bloody dinner at the Elliott estate? Moreover, she not only survived, but was also able to fly to the planet Cooper 9. And perhaps it is her words that cannot be trusted? What exactly did Tessa need on Cooper 9? Did she really decide to stop Sin? Of course, all my reasoning is just my speculation. I have the same public information as you. So don't take anything I say to heart. But if I try to take my thought to the point of absurdity, I can put forward the following theory. What if there were still living people here? And they are only in this laboratory where the robots are sent. This is why the topic of religion arises. And the main villain Tessa is trying to finish everyone off in order to establish his own rules? Yes. Sounds pretty ridiculous. Therefore, it is better to wait for the release of the next episodes and see what Liam is really up to. Episodes 7 and 8 are promised in the spring of 2024 and are promised to be quite long, comparable to the pilot episode. But as a fly in the ointment, you can remember Liam's phrase that he doesn't like happy endings. Therefore, there are no guarantees that robots will be healed by Absolute Solver, and murder drones will lose the need to kill workers. Subscribe, like and write comments. And to end on a cheerful note, I want to share with you footage of how Kevin Temer videotaped some of the characters' movements to make the drawing process easier for his fellow animators. Look how wonderfully he throws Absolute Solver and impersonates Tessa.